When I was a kid, I loved Star Trek. This was the 1990s and it was a great time for Star Trek on TV. There was The Next Generation, then Deep Space Nine came along, and then there was Voyager as well. This was before streaming services, so I had to buy every episode on VHS and I watched them over and over and over and over. Watching shows like Deep Space Nine gave me a real appreciation for the production of films and television. The idea that somewhere on a soundstage in Hollywood existed the Promenade and Ops and Cisco's office and Bashir's infirmary and all of those things, and that these things were designed and made by people, that just blew my mind. I loved that. It inspired my making. I wanted to recreate the things that I saw on TV, like the props and costumes and stuff like that. Making the stuff that I saw the characters using on those starships and space stations was part of feeling closer to that world or being part of that world. That's what making stuff is. It's manifesting a new reality or the version of the world that you'd rather live in. As I grew older, I watched a little less Star Trek and I stopped making things like the props from the show. This box here is something I've had since I was a child. My mum bought it for me when I was a kid. It's been the home of my craft projects over the years, and it's still home to some of the things I made like over 25 years ago now, which I can't believe is even possible, but it was that long ago. This is the last thing that I remember working on trying to make. It's a Cardassian disruptor, not a phaser. Those are used by Starfleet. This was the energy weapon that was used by the Cardassian race, big bad guys in Deep Space Nine. That's Cardassians, not Kardashians. They're a completely different species of people. Cardassians are a warlike, sneaky kind of people who annexed the planet of Bajor and enslaved the Bajorans in order to mine ore from their planet. That's why Deep Space Nine was built. Originally, of course, it wasn't called Deep Space Nine, it was called Terok Nor when the Cardassians were in charge. When Starfleet took command of the station, it became Deep Space Nine then, under the command of Benjamin Sisko and his Bajoran deputy Kira Nerys, and the stewardship of a cast of characters like Dr. Julian Bashir, Commander Jadzia Dax, Chief O'Brien, Security Officer Odo, Bar and Holosuite proprietor Quark, Jake Sisko, Nog, Rom, Lita, Garak, later Worf, Ezri Dax, hologram Vic Fontaine. Honestly, it's really good. There's a whole war with the Dominion who come over. It rips up the entire Alpha Quadrant, and of course you have Benjamin Sisko, who's in this very weird position of being both a Starfleet commander and also reified as a prophet for the Bajorans. It's a tough line for anyone to walk. I don't know how old I was when I was making this. Probably about 16 or 17. I've kept this for all of these years. It's moved from house to house to house to house to house to house, survived many, many clear outs, and it's still here. And I guess probably out of some sense of pride, like, I think they're pretty cool little things. Maybe some kind of connection to who I was then, or maybe who I am deep down. That part of me has an idea and wants to go and make something in order to change his world a little bit. I don't know, like these things kind of represent that in some way. And also, I guess, because maybe deep down I kind of thought, well, it's an unfinished project and maybe one day I'll finish it. So today I'm going to finish this. I'm going to complete this Cardassian disruptor and honour what 17-year-old me started many, many, many years ago, and that little part of me that delights in making stuff just because it's cool and because they want to. So yeah, let's do it. That goes for Google, eh? Because there's no end of pictures of what a Cardassian disruptor should look like, which is something that if I'd had as a kid would have been immensely helpful, because the only way to find out how something looked was to use the very juddery pause button on the VHS, or maybe if you're lucky they made a toy version of it or something, even an action figure prop that you could use as a reference, or books like this. The making of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I used to love books like this, the kind of insight that they give you into how things were made and thought about. It's a big part of why I love those TV shows, the artistry that went into them. So this is what I've made so far. Thank you very much, 17-year-old me. I think it's kind of ingenious, really. It's just lots and lots of strips of cardboard stuck together. And thinking about it, when I first had the idea to do this, I probably was watching an episode of Deep Space Nine and saw this being used and kind of thought, oh, this little grill section here, that's about the width of 2 bits of mount board stuck together. I could make that. All it is cardboard, except for these bits here, which I think I filled in with like polyfiller or something. And like, it's not far off. Really, it's pretty darn close. So what it is I think I'm going to do is to finish off these grip bits here. So I've got some of the front here, and so I need to do the sides, and I think there's also like a little plate here which I could put on. Maybe I will do something with the base here. I don't know, maybe it's just a bit of gold something or other, and then assemble. That's how it should look. Annoyingly, the time lapse just cut out, so we're going to skip forward a sec. Wash your hands when you're painting, or at least if you're changing the colour you're painting with. I'm kind of messing it up a little bit because I'm a bit impatient. Calm down. Slow down. So when I was studying art at college, I had this tutor who introduced me to Yoo-hoo glue. Yoo-hoo! We used to make maquettes and stuff out of it. I love Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo and mounting board are the ultimate combination. It's really strong, pretty easy to use. I mean, it gets a bit stringy and sticky and stuff, but well, of course it does its glue. Stupid thing to do. Kind of a little bit of messiness there, but maybe I'll get away with it. Am I doing a better job than I would have done 25 years ago? Can't say. Have I improved at all at making prop weapons? Well, to be fair, it's not a practice I've actually kept up, so. Working on the handle, the grip, cut out all the pieces I needed for that and painted them, and now they're stuck on. Got myself in a bit of a muddle because I think I mislabeled them. I thought I was being very clever about naming the pieces left and right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might have got that wrong. Anyway, tidy things up a bit and stick it together. Anyway, yes, gonna finish it up now. So about 3 hours of painting and sticking and cutting later, kind of nearly done. I've just slotted in the handle into the main bit. Over the years when I've got this out of the box to have a look at it, that's the thing I always imagined doing, like just sticking the two pieces together, and now they're stuck together. It's all just drying at the moment, it's all a bit wet and stuff, but that's like, you get the look at the finished thing, like that's pretty good for a few hours work. And yeah, I'm really pleased actually. That's really cool. I can't remember when it was that I finally put this away and kind of gave up on it, one weekend when I was a teenager, but it's kind of cool to finish it today. It's been quite a geeky way to spend an afternoon, and I think there's something in that about following your love, your passion, even if it's geeky, just because you want to do it. If you enjoy it, that's reason enough to do it. And also, like, I'm just reminded about the power of manifesting things in the world. It's kind of what we learn to do as kids, and sometimes we forget how to do that as adults, and there's something nice about hanging on to that kind of spirit. And also, it's just a reminder too that it's never too late to make something, right? It's never too late to start a project, and it's never too late to go back and finish it, even 25 years later. Thank you for watching me build a space gun. See you later.